another month, another Skyrim Mods of the Moment episode. I'm Raina, the Bard's College graduate, and I hope you'll enjoy these next 20 minutes with me today, taking a look at the coolest new Skyrim mods released recently. Without any more delay, let's begin with the first showcase. Today, our first mod is a town overhaul. This is Skyfall's Fortified Morthal. I have grown fond of this creepy swamp town during the last years, and as it has a lot of character, these overhauls also get super creative. This is true for this mod as well. It completely transforms the exterior of Morthal from the usual Skyrim town to one with a unique identity it deserves, embracing the creepiness. Skyfall's Fortified Morthal features unique architecture for all the buildings: Jarl's Longhouse, the farmhouses, gatehouses, walls, and the watchtowers, all with custom textures as well. You can find many details around the town that have been added to enhance the immersion, such as this well, a dead-looking oak tree, and other appropriate clutter. Morthal is supposedly named after Mihail, who was a great Nord hero, so there's some nods to that in the visual storytelling as well. My favorite part of the town is the Jarl's Longhouse. The stairs leading to it make it feel grand, and the inspiration drawn from The Witcher 3's Crow's Perch is quite apparent. There's also a tower overlooking the town where you can stay for a night or two if you need a place. With this beautiful overhaul, we should also check out Rustic Morthal Home. This player home is for sale for 2,500 gold, and you can purchase the key from Jonna, the innkeeper.
Oh? You're seriously interested in moving into Morthal? Well, you can absolutely have the mill.
You're sure to get your feet wet accessing this old gate mill home, so get your rubber boots ready. Or, if you're Argonian, pay me no mind. This home is simple and small, very cozy, and contains only the most important amenities: a bed, the cookpot, alchemy lab, and some good storage. There are a lot of interactable clutter, so you can switch lights on and off, and that is a feature in Player Home mod I really enjoy. Outside, there is a small book describing the history of the building if you want to read more about this old mill. The next mod is Crowded Streets. This is a mod for those of us who really appreciate Skyrim being more lively and full of people in her cities and towns, as it generates background NPCs in the game. These people are a variety of different occupations, and they wander around and interact with any available idle markers. This sort of mods have been done before, but let me tell you why this one is exceptional. It has been created without making any cell edits, so it is compatible with any location overhauls. These NPCs are also very performance friendly and will automatically disappear at night, but this, among other things, can be configured from the MCM. Now let's check out Security Overhaul SKSE Extra Locks, 11 new locks. This is an extension to the already existing mod that overhauls the lockpicking UIs to fit the environment they're in. I haven't used this mod before, and now with the release of even more lock variations, I am completely in love. With these additions, the mod now covers even more different locks. So many locks. Very nice. Very immersive. The next new mod is a very useful one if you have a lot of followers and own a lot of player homes around the province of Skyrim. Settling of Squad Set Follower Home. This mod adds a configurable system for setting follower homes, so through dialogue you can assign a follower, vanilla or custom, to a home of yours to live in when dismissed. From the mod configuration menu, you can see which follower is residing in which home and manage them from there if needed. Real Boats in Skyrim adds a spell in the game, which you can use to summon a rowboat that you can freely ride. Finally, right? While sailing, you can catch fish and use your weapon to kill the pesky slaughterfish. This spell can be bought from the Riverwood trader, and after learning it, you are free to sail the open seas, the long rivers, or the lakes of Skyrim. If you hit any rocks or land, you will be slowed down. The mod is based on the horse mechanics, so yes, it can be a bit clunky at times, but it still works surprisingly well. Finally, we can just row away to the sunset. Now that we are already by the water, it is a great time to showcase WAVY Waterfalls effect. This mod adds a simple visual effect, making the bottom of Skyrim's waterfalls appear wavy, as if the water is actually rippling. This is a very subtle addition to the game, but I think it achieves a lovely visual effect, adding on to that elusive immersion. The next mod is a really creative one, and I am so stoked to showcase it. Apocryphal Library adds a lot of new books into the game, containing deep lore of the Elder Scrolls universe, making it more accessible. Some of the books are from other TES games, and some have been written by the mod author, with the subjects varying from religion, dragon breaks, dwarves and their disappearance, and much more. With the help of Base Object Swapper, you can now also pick up these pages in Apocrypha, the realm of the Daedric Prince of Knowledge. There are also some skill books added, and if you want to get clues on where to find these new books, check out Anise's cabin for information. Even if you aren't a Khajiit scholar, this mod is catnip for all the lore masters among us. Now let's check out a couple of interesting location mods, beginning with Riften extension Northshore District. This mod expands the city of Riften by adding a new area outside the city walls along Lake Honrik. This mod features 5 new buildings, an inn, another farm, a cooperage, an alchemy shop, and a suspicious butcher's house. There are 5 new brilliantly voice-acted NPCs and 2 small quests as well that you can do to help the townspeople with their lives.
A lot of scholars in Cyrodiil ignore Skyrim, but the ruins here tell a story of wars and conquests extending back thousands of years, straight back to the Atmorans.
Personally, I'm here to map the ruins of my lost cousins, the Dwemer. Some of the dwarven sites are easy to find. You can see Evanchansel from the road west of the city.
None of the Nords here seem to have heard of me, but I can assure you I'm well known among the scholarly circles of the Imperial City.
The famous player home mod Ruska by my fellow Finn Eleonora has also been included in this mod, and you can buy it from the innkeeper for a reasonable 10,000 gold. The new area looks awesome, fills out the empty space, but even more so makes Riften feel more lively. The backstories of these characters are well thought out and feel natural, and to be honest, kind of left me impressed, as I really enjoyed talking to them. Watchman's Whiterun Hold, secondary locations, is a lore-friendly exterior overhaul to 4 minor locations within the Whiterun Hold, aiming to make them more memorable and interesting to explore. The mod overhauls the following locations: Gjunkar's Monument, a stone monument dedicated for the fallen warriors, now placed on a platform. The Expired Alchemist is an unmarked location near the Talking Stone camp, where an alchemist has met his untimely demise while scavenging for Nirnroot. Necromancer's Bluff is another unmarked location where you can find 2 necromancers fallen to their own creations. Puzzling Pillar Ruins looks like a proper ruin now, as there are new structures around the place. With this mod, these smaller locations in the tundra feel a lot more appealing now. Now let's overhaul a dungeon. Yngvild, A Buried Past is an interesting entry to Fuzzfeed's dungeon series. In Winterhold, by the freezing coast, is this spooky Nordic dungeon full of ghosts with an interesting backstory, and with this mod, it has been overhauled to look absolutely grand. Now there are more stone pillars, an entrance that has been caved in over the years, and empty coffins all around, making the location look more worthy and curious. This mod also adds a new boss fight to the peak of Yngvild, where Unga Hunt Mother waits for you and has a great reward for you if you manage to bring her down after clearing the main dungeon. I am a huge fan of mods that change locations dynamically as time goes on, and Evolving Locations mod series is one of these. At the moment, there are 3 locations available. Lucky Shack in Eastmarch features a lone hunter man, Lorenz, who will gladly trade with you from his hut, with a dangerous tree looming over it. Later on, the scene is as it appears in Vanilla. The man has been unfortunately crushed by the tree, and the shack is in shambles. Later on, a Khajiit hunter arrives, prepares a burial for Lorenz, repairs the house, and starts to sell her wares from there, and makes firewood out of the fallen tree. Evolving Locations Cliffside Retreat dynamically changes this small house in the Reach. At the beginning, this shack doesn't even have walls, so the hunter living in it gets eaten by a bear. After a while, a new guy shows up and continues the construction of the house, building some much-needed walls, and kills the vicious Bruin. Finally, the house is finished, and this hunter can live in this place comfortably and safely. The third mod is Evolving Locations Riverside Shack. This also follows the same rule as the previous mods. At first, there is a guy living in this riverside home until he gets mauled by a saber cat. After a while, an Argonian couple finds the shack, starts to repair it, and lives there happily ever after. Suddenly, the story of this shack becomes more wholesome. Next, I have a couple of new mods for our favorite trading hub, the city of Whiterun. First off, and these are just small little things by the way, we have WAVY, Whiterun Well Overhaul. This mod enhances the city with a small detail that is the famous well in the middle of the market, making it look more prominent and interesting. The second Whiterun mod I have today is Green Thumb Whiterun, a Whiterun overhaul. The idea behind this mod is to make Whiterun look like it has been properly influenced by Kynareth, with adding a lot of flora around the city. Now, many of the walls and buildings are covered with ivy, and the mod also adds specific flowers in each of the districts. This mod looks awesome, especially when used together with Gigi's Temple of Kynareth, which was actually the inspiration behind Green Thumb Whiterun. The spooky season is quite not yet here, but remember this mod when it unavoidably arrives soon. Specters of Skyrim is a mod that adds more than 200 ghosts all across Skyrim, people who have met their fate in this unforgiven land. These specters will appear only at nighttime in the remote corners of the province, making the game just a bit spookier to explore. If you get close to them, they will attack you, so tread carefully. Somewhere nearby the ghost, you can find the departed body and any last loot they have been carrying before they crossed to the other side. If you'd rather have a pleasant chat with a ghost instead of fighting them, then Final Farewell quest mod might be right at your alley. This mod introduces a solemn ghost whose spirit is still roaming on this plane after he and his son Eric got murdered. The nameless ghost won't get rest until he finds all of those responsible for their deaths and brings justice on them.
My mind is marked with these men. Each of their faces is engraved into the grooves of my brain.
The quest mod happens in 4 encounters, and during it, you'll learn a great deal about this person and his past life.
Through these times, you must appreciate all you hold dear. For as I know all too well, it all may vanish in an instant.
The voice acting is superb, and the story is truly touching. A masterclass on narrative quests. From ghosts to grasslands, now let's add some small immersion in the form of simple haystacks. Haystacks, Mihail Shards of Immersion, adds piles of hay by the farms and stables throughout the province. These haystacks come in different sizes and simply adds on to the environmental storytelling in the game. They look excellent. Now, I just gotta look for the needle. For even more interesting details around the game, let's also check out Witcher Clutters in Skyrim. Skip this one if you don't like assets brought on from other games, otherwise let's take a good look on this. This mod decorates Skyrim with all sorts of different clutter from the second and third Witcher games, making up new minor locations with them, adding new creatures and some merchants, and you can find people sitting down to play chess in cities now. This is an interesting little mod for those who love the 3D art from the Witcher games, or just enjoy seeing more clutter in the wilds of Skyrim. Today I also have an useful little mod, which is Little Lessons, Neglected Books Teach Small Skills. This mod adds minor buffs to some books that just make complete sense. For example, when you read Immortal Blood, your Vampiric Drain spell damage is buffed by 5%, and also the incoming damage from the same source is reduced by this amount. This mod modifies currently 9 different books in the game, and I can't wait to see it expanded with even more perks. To finish off today's episode, let's check out a few amazing new armor mods. Garment of the Goliath is an unisex, Altmerry styled light armor set inspired by the Goliath beetle insect. It has 4 pieces, physics enabled, and you can craft it with the glass smithing perk or find it from 2 remote locations in the game. This armor is something I have never seen before. It is peculiar in a good way, fit for any traveler, mage or alchemist who is looking to appear like a regal beetle. Girl's travel outfit is a charming light armor mod, adding a very casual outfit to the game that makes your journey through the province infinitely more delightful. It is a really neat looking layered outfit with useful bags and pouches tied on the belt, a cute skirt, and knee-high leather boots. You can craft this armor at the forge, and there are some more optional color variants you can choose from to suit your character. Finally, we have the Southbound Scouts, HDT SMP. This mod adds 2 unisex low fantasy outfits into the game, 1 light armor and 1 clothing set with full physics. These garbs are perfect for travelers, merchants, low-level dragonborns, thieves, wizards, you name it. There really aren't enough casual, lore-friendly outfit mods in this game, so this one is integral for me going forward. If you want to support the channel, watch extra content, such as the new AMA video. It is so beautiful in here. You guys even don't know. The sky, it's so pink, it's so pretty. And the wind is washing away my pain. And gain access to Discord, check out patreon.com/BardCollegeGraduate. My thanks to Ryan Ulrich, Sphinx, Dodepunker, Jacob, Aaron, Kira, and the Panicked Monk, as well as my other Patreon supporters whom I appreciate the most. Thank you so much for watching the video. Take care and see ya!